Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we are back with another Veve and Ecomi video. In this one, we're going to be talking a little bit about some stuff that was going over in the AMA and some of my thoughts and some of my biggest concerns, because I do have some concerns based on some things that was heard throughout the AMA. But it's a double-edged sword. It's a very good thing and very bad thing at the exact same time. So that's what has me worried, and it's not worried in a sense where it's like I know we're going to get to where we're going, like that's a given. We're getting to where we're going. It's the speed of things that really concerns me, and you'll understand by the end of the video. So as always, be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, turn on notifications so you stay updated with everything going on. And yeah, let's jump into it. So the biggest problem that I'm seeing for the future of Veve right now is around the content area. Now, as you can tell from the ghost trap, as you can tell from this latest drop, the quality, the bar is getting higher. And what Trevor said is, like, with the Comic-Con content and more stuff coming out, we got comic books and things like that that's going to be coming. He's explaining how the quality bar is going to be even higher. Like, they're setting the bar when it comes to quality. Now, my concern with this is that when it comes down to the increasing quality, that means less quantity. And less quantity means slower growth or a boring experience when it does grow. So when you come over on Veve, if you're a fan of Ghostbusters, you're excited that, okay, this trap has crazy animations, it has crazy sound effects, and it sucks in a literal ghost. It sucks in another NFT. This is a great feature the first time. The second time, okay, are you still excited about that 2 weeks from now? So yes, this is an amazing thing, and yes, it's going to have value because it does that. This is a collectible that does that and has that functionality. So these two together, these are valuable collectibles because of how they work together. So the value is there. This isn't really about the value. My concern is with these the latest announcements. So the children's brand coming up, the LOL children's brand. How do you keep children entertained with the project, with the Veve app? Because ultimately, we want people on this app all day, every day, and more than likely, that's going to be children and young people. I know the Veveverse is going to do a lot for that, but it's like we need something that's going to be entertaining. Like now, I feel like I mean, when is the Veveverse coming? And I would think that before you release some children's brands, you would kind of have a little bit more for them to do, like some type of mini games attached or something. Like, I think comic books is going to be big because that adds some retention to the Veve app. Like being on Veve, reading through comic books and stuff like that. Okay, that gives you something to do. Like creating your showroom. Okay, that gives you something to do on the Veve app. So the showroom version 2, that's going to add some retention onto the Veve app as well. Obviously, the biggest amount of time being added to the Veve app is going to be with the Veveverse, more than likely. We're going to get the most time out of the Veve app and upgradables and being able to upgrade things, build out worlds and things like that. I think that is where we're going to get the most people using the app around the clock, upgrading their cars, upgrading their NFTs and things like that. But how much content can we realistically see pushed out? Because right now, we're not getting, it's not like we're getting a ton of content right now. We're just getting big announcements right now, but it's not a ton of content. It's just higher quality content when it comes. So we're getting higher quality content, but my concern is that how are we going, like, we can't even really meet the demand of 350,000 people right now, because a lot of people were upset today because no one even had the chance to get the trap. Like, a lot of people didn't even have a chance to get that. And it's like we have 350,000 people. If only a couple thousand NFTs, like, obviously it's going to be a huge amount of people who can't get that. It's also going to be so many where it could seem like bots are taking over. It's like, well, you got to think 350,000 people going after the same NFT. Yeah, it's going to be gone before you can even blink. Like, that's just how it's going to go. It's way too many people going after one NFT. But like, where is the, like, where's the content going to, what's the content problem going to be fixed is my concern. If the NFTs are getting better, higher quality, that is amazing. That's amazing for flippers. That's amazing for people who are using the app as a collectibles app, because that's ultimately what it is. But if we're going to be starting to have kids on the platform, it's going to start getting to a place where people are enjoying this platform around the clock. There's going to have to be something that people have to do on the app. Like when it comes down to, okay, we're releasing cars, you're going to need like to be able to paint your cars. You're going to need to be able to upgrade your cars. I don't know how upgradable they're going to do it. Like maybe add in new exhaust, maybe add in like, maybe add some, like maybe there's going to be a racing mini game where it's worth it to put certain parts in your car so you can even speed up how fast the car goes on a racetrack or something. Things like that that keeps people on there trying out different things, buying different pieces and stuff, just more that adds to the experience. I feel like something that would really keep the younger audience entertained, because what I don't feel like, I feel like this being another place where you just come to buy a collectible and get off and don't think about it again until the next drop, that isn't revolutionary. That isn't something big. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's value in the collectible because this is the collectible space, but I feel like on the internet, that's not that hard to compete with. Like you have, but they also did say that they're going to build a metaverse. And when you think of metaverse, you do think of a little bit more functionality, a little bit more features. But the problem is when it comes down to the content, you have to have the content to fill a metaverse. All the assets, all the trees, all the water, if it's going to be water, all the buildings, all the pieces you need to create your own stuff within that metaverse. This is all content that has to be created. If you're upgrading the collectibles to the point where you got two collectibles working together, sucking each other in and things like that, and at what point are you really focusing on all the other content that needs to be done? Like, so what's the goal? I feel like it's not clear what the goal is when it comes down to the content side of things. We know Trevor's working on basically boosting the quality and boosting that bar. But how many design teams is Vivi going to have? How many is there going to be a team specifically focused on the design aspect for the Viviverse? Is there going to be a team specifically focused on pushing the innovation with the NFTs forward? And is that what Trevor's going to be in charge of? So is Trevor the NFT guy, the innovator there, or is Trevor in charge of both? And how is he going to balance his time? Like, how do we make sure we get enough content on this platform to be able to expand to 3 million people, 5 million people, 10 million people? Because that's what's really going to bring in the profits as far as us Omi holders, and that's what's really going to be getting our investment. That's what's really going to be leading the charge when it comes down to our investment. Like having people, numbers, volume, being able to get this mass adopted. Like the mass adoption is going to be huge for this, but the problem right now is you can't get 10 million people on this platform. No, the problem is you can get 10 million people on this platform. But if you market to the point where 10 million people download the app, they're not going to have anything to do, and that would be a very, very bad look for Vivi. It would be a terrible look for Vivi, and these 10 million people that you get on here probably would never use the app again, and then they would spread word that, oh, that's the app, there's nothing to do on there. There's never enough content. Like, it's like, don't even use that. You don't have a chance of getting anything on there. Or it's going to start spreading FUD about, oh, it's just a bunch of bots on there. No one ever gets anything good. Like, and obviously, if there's millions of people, of course, and it's only like 1,000, 2,000 things for a drop, you're not going to know you're not going to get an NFT, and you're not going to know anybody who does get an NFT. So in your mind, it becomes fake. So that's the issue that I'm trying to get past and wrap my head around. It's, how do we get to the point where we have enough content for mass adoption? Like, we know in order for things to blow up, we need this in the hands of 10 million people and starting to go towards millions and millions of people. That, in my opinion, is not the hard part. Word of mouth, they don't have to market. They don't even need a marketing division, to be completely honest. This will market itself. The thing is, where is the content coming into play? And nothing against the marketing team or anything, but I mean, this AMA today, like basically the marketing side said what it is. There's really no need to market right now. There's not enough content to market. Like, and the community is marketing the project already. So, I mean, just sitting around thinking about marketing strategies and stuff like that, it really doesn't matter at this point. This project will market itself. When the Viviverse drops, let's say the Viviverse drops, it drops a bunch of mini games. You know what's going to happen? People are going to be on YouTube playing these mini games, and like me or some other YouTuber is going to get a lot of attention put on this new mini game, and people are going to start seeing the mini game on TikTok. They're going to see it on social media. more people are going to check out the VV app, and the VV app is going to explode with or without promotion. The organic reach of Omi or VV is very huge right now. As you can tell by all the YouTubers growing, the community growing as a whole, like the Ecomi following and VV following and stuff like that. All of this stuff is growing and it's expanding. So the marketing side is not the hard part. The content side is. So what are we doing about that? Are we going to have like 25 people just focusing on the VVverse design? Are we going to have like 25 people just focusing? Like, are you outsourcing that? Are you outsourcing the VVverse? What is going on? Like, I feel like that's my biggest concern right now. How do you meet the demands of millions and millions of people? Because people are, it's not like it's the best. Like, people are happy right now. Like, people are struggling to get things right now with only 350,000 people. So how like from right now, and then the NFTs is getting better. Like I said, that's the biggest thing. I'm very, very happy that NFT quality is increasing, but if it's higher quality, it's less quantity. And if it's less quantity, that's even longer until we get to mass adoption, because it's all about quantity at this point. We need enough NFTs to satisfy millions and millions of people. When do we get there? So that's my takeaway from this AMA. Honestly, I did not really have that positive of an outlook on this AMA. Just being truthful, I'm always transparent with you all and tell you all what I take away from it. I'm hoping to get a little bit more detail and a little bit more information about how we can realistically get to 10 million users, because getting there is not the problem. The problem that like I said, it's the content side of things. However quickly they can make the content, that's how quickly this thing can grow. So if they had 10 million people worth of content today, I feel like we could get 10 million people onto the platform within the next couple of weeks, to be completely honest with you. Like, that's how I feel like this that's how good I feel like this project is. And I feel like people have connections. Like, I know bigger YouTubers. I can get to promoting this to my subscribers on some of my other channels. Like, I literally could bring a million people, like get a million eyeballs on it by myself. And that's just me. Then you have Zach. Zach is my other YouTuber friend. Then I have other YouTubers who has millions of subscribers on like individual channels and things like that. Like, me by myself, I know the impact that I could have on the community if there was enough content. So that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure there's other people who have just as many connections and could do just as much for the community, but it's like, there's no content. Even if we bring somebody in, what are they going to do? So when does that stop being the problem? When does content stop being the holdup? And that's my concern. With the quality bar increasing and the content, I'm going to assume this new level of content with this level of detail is going to take even longer to make content at this level. And then you're constantly innovating, creating new types of content. So that's going to keep taking longer and longer. When can you push out the quantity to support mass adoption? So that's basically my thoughts on it. Let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the team, Alex, man. This is just some concerns. Like, this is just some thoughts that I was having throughout the whole little AMA. I'm still very excited for the project. I just do want some clarification on the big deal here. Like, the biggest thing here. The biggest thing here is we all want to see VV go big, but we know that quantity is the way that's going to happen. We need a bunch of people here. Yes, like the utility, you being able to buy things using the Omi token. Yeah, that's great. All of that stuff is great. Buying things using the Omi token. But if we're not expanding to millions and millions of people, just being able to buy things with the Omi token isn't really going to solve the big problem here, because being able to buy with the Omi token and then still having nobody who is willing to buy, or being able to buy Omi using a credit card and not knowing crypto exists, none of that stuff means anything if we don't have people who are going to be taking advantage of this stuff. And obviously, getting people onto the project, they're going to be excited at first, but then when they stay on the project for a while and there's nothing to do, they're going to be less excited to the point where they leave. So the content problem needs to be addressed, or there needs to be, like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, it's a content thing for me. The content thing is the thing that I'm unsure on right now, and that's my biggest concern, my biggest takeaway from the AMA. It's really everything is based around the content right now. So Let me know what you all think. I definitely want to hear you all's thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, turn on notifications, and I'm going to catch you all on the next one. Peace out, y'all.